Hey guys, it's Joe from PhillyToPhilly.com, and the gentleman to my left is clearly an acting legend. He's a winner of 2 Tony Awards. He's also been a part of major motion pictures, Cocoon, FX, my personal favorite, Tommy Boy, First Blood with Sylvester Stallone, Mr. Brian Dennehy.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, Brian. If you could, tell everybody why you're here.
How's the Phillies doing? I mean, the Phillies are doing good. How's the Eagles doing?
Eagles aren't doing too well right now. Brian's
we
Giants
just won
fan,
the
everybody.
Super Bowl yesterday, folks. The New York Giants won the Super Bowl, so just sticking it up.
Brian is clearly not endearing himself to people in the tri-state area right now. But it's all good.
That's right.
He likes the Phillies. He does like the Phillies.
I do like the Phillies. A great team.
Tell everybody why you're in South Jersey.
Well, I'm here. I've been here a few times in Camden, supporting the Creative Arts High School of Camden, which is an extraordinary, beautiful garden growing in the midst of a lot of poverty and a lot of trouble. And these kids are very, very special kids, and Monsignor Mike has devoted himself to these kids and these wonderful teachers in this community that's, struggling. Has been struggling for a long time. So it's really special to see these kids, all of whom graduate from high school, most of whom get scholarships to go further on in college. And this organization, this school, this group of kids, this wonderful group of adults who have worked so hard for this organization need to be supported as much as possible. So I'm doing what I can.
Now you're taking part tonight in a question and answer session.
Yeah, people are going to ask me for professional advice on becoming an actor, and believe me, I'm the last person in the world who should be giving any. But sometimes some funny stuff comes out in terms of the years that I've spent, which is a lot of years, in movies and television, mostly in the theater. So it should be interesting. It'll be fun. I'll try to make it fun anyway.
Now, is that something you prefer, Broadway or the silver screen? Because obviously you've done both with both degrees of success.
Well, it used to be in the movie business when you got paid reasonable money, or a lot of money.
Reasonable, right?
Nowadays, unless you're one of the magic few, which I haven't been for a long time, you don't get paid that much in the movie business. And the theater has always been much more interesting to me. I mean, for example, next month I go to Chicago to do a Eugene O'Neill play, Iceman Cometh, with Nathan Lane and this extraordinary cast. Extremely difficult play to do. Very, very difficult. Very powerful. Huge payoff. What's fascinating about it is that you go into a rehearsal room, you work hard for 5 or 6 weeks thinking and planning and working together and trying to come up with this exposition of this great play. For me, I can't think of a better way to spend 5 or 6 weeks. And then, of course, you do the play on stage, and hopefully that works out. But the process of actually creating a piece of theater is so fascinating for me after 50 years that I can't imagine anything more fun.
Do you have any favorite acting roles that you've done in your career that people come up to you?
Well, Salesman, of course. Salesman I did 800 times. So
yeah. Got you a Tony, too.
Yeah, and that was a very special experience. It lasted over probably a 6-year period, doing it all over, including London for a year. And but any O'Neill play, and I did most of the O'Neill plays, was all they're very hard. They're difficult to do, and very challenging. And so that when they work, it's you just feel it's a wonderful feeling to communicate the ideas of this extraordinary man. I've just fallen in love recently with Beckett. Done a couple of Beckett plays. I'm going to do some more. Beckett's the same way, and Pinter, which was a new experience for me. But doing theater it's an enormous amount of work, and exciting work, and interesting work, and sometimes profound work. So it just keeps you going.
It definitely takes a lot of dedication.
Yeah,
for sure.
But it's fun at the same time.
Right.
It's like being it's like being 12 years old in many ways, and being able to really walk into a room with a whole bunch of like-minded people, intelligent people, and construct something, build something from scratch. It's great fun.
What was it like working with Sly Stallone in First Blood? Because back then, I mean, he was it, and that was...
Sly was great. I mean, Sly, he's always had That's right, big Philadelphia figure, right?
Yeah, Rocky.
And he's a good guy. He's people forget now that he wrote that script, the original Rocky script he wrote. And he was offered a lot of money to let other people play the part, and he refused until finally they decided to let him actually do the role. They made the picture at a very tiny budget. And he was nominated for Best Actor. A lot of people forget that, too. He didn't win, but he also won Best Picture. He's an extraordinary guy. And, you know, he developed a franchise. The Rocky pictures became a franchise. The Rambo pictures became a franchise. I was in the first so-called Rambo picture, which is called First Blood, which is really a very good movie.
Excellent.
And was not part of the kind of formula that it became later on. But I like Stallone. I got along fine with him.